This Yaira trailer is absolute garbage. It is laughably amateur. And I'm saying this as somebody who has reviewed every single issue of the Rippaverse comic series to this point. For those who don't know, Rippaverse is YouTuber Eric July's comic series. He's trying to make an independent alternative to the mainstream, and I'm all for that. I love supporting independent projects, and I've been very encouraging. Even though my reviews had a lot of criticism in them, they were overall positive because I like to encourage this type of stuff. But really grading it with kid gloves to an extent, because it's somebody's first comic book and they need a chance to learn and grow and all of that. But honestly, I'm not really seeing a vision, a way forward, something special down the line. I'm seeing kind of derivative stories that are full of holes and a lot of issues. The more time goes on, the more problems I see with them, even though overall I did enjoy them at the time. But I'm just not enthusiastic after seeing this trailer. Any interest that I had in the Rippaverse has kind of evaporated with the incompetence on display in this trailer. And I hate to say it because I've been encouraging in the past, but it is just the truth. We're going to go scene by scene. We're going to break this down fully and completely to illustrate everything that they get wrong, basic filmmaking mistakes, breaking the 180-degree rule. This character, Yaira, all of a sudden has a Slavic accent that is not at all convincing. It's hard to understand. The sound mixing is bad. Even the characters that don't have an accent are unintelligible. I've seen better acting in student films when I was in film school. And yes, it's low budget. I understand that. I respect that. But writing is free. The dialogue on the page doesn't cost anything except for what you pay the writers. And the Saska sisters are the ones writing this, and they're the ones writing Yaira #1, and they're basically becoming the head writers for the Rippaverse going forward. And my opinion is that they are shock value filmmakers that are bargain bin quality, and it's really showing in this trailer. They should have more experience in filmmaking than comics from their pedigree at this point, and this trailer makes it look like it's the first video they've ever shot. It really is not up to snuff with anything. Even the art in the comic series, the level of professionalism, it is not up to snuff even with independent filmmaking. So with that, I think we should just break into this breakdown. So it's really confusing because I don't even know what I'm supposed to think about Yaira based on this. Is she a supervillain? Is she an anti-hero? Am I supposed to root for her or not? Am I supposed to like her or what? I don't know. I guess it's just supposed to get you interested, but I don't even know what she is doing, what they're announcing in this press conference. Basically, we start with this scene from ISOM #1 where Yaira and ISOM have this fight, and then he gets dropped on the car, and ISOM has this voiceover of "I can't fly" and all that's fine, but like there's no sense of urgency. Like there's a fight going on and people are just like, oh, look at that. It's like, yeah, they're interested, they're looking up at it, but they're not reacting in any way. One guy's filming it, it makes sense, that's what people do. But they got this, stunt of the guy falling on the car, which is fine, but again, this is a book about Yaira, and it doesn't even explain the context of what's going on. So if you just saw this and you never read ISOM, you're going to be really confused about what's going on. And we didn't need this at all. If you've read the book already and you know it, then you don't need to see it. If you haven't read the book, it's not going to do anything to help you. So really, and we start off with random, shots of the cities and pigeons. Like, what are these pigeons doing here? I don't know. It's pointless. And then we cut to this guy who's in mid-sentence. And this guy was in the comic. He was this big, strong, tough guy. And now he does not look like his comic counterpart. And his cowboy hat looks ridiculous. And he's like, Yaira is, I forget what her actual name is, but Yaira is a archaeologist and a biologist. And yeah, that doesn't make any sense. And the characters acknowledge that in the scene as well. And she comes in and she says, adopt or die.
Adopt or die.
She says adopt or die. And her monologue here, it sounds like supervillain stuff, survival of the fittest, and some people are gonna die, and it just sounds sinister, and I guess that's the point, because she says adopt or die. I mean, it sounds like she's talking about adopting Russian babies, bro. There's a cut to screaming right after that. So it's a scene transition where I guess it's supposed to be suggesting that there's something sinister there, but I don't even know if it's intentional because the rest of it is so amateur. But usually when you smash cut the scenes, there is an intention and an implication going on. So maybe that is what's happening. I don't know. There's this scene, something mysterious is going on. We don't know what it is. We don't get any like sound effects of like smashing or people fighting or what. We just get generic screaming sounds. We get a couple of extras and they're all running different directions. This guy's going this way. So what direction is the bad thing happening? Is it over here? Is it over here? And we're looking at like a glass building and like one guy goes that way, one guy's going this way, like, and this guy, I guess he's supposed to be a security guard or a cop, but he doesn't seem very concerned about losing his own life or something bad happening to him. Secure the area till off-court can arrive. And what does that mean? Like, he's not doing anything. He doesn't seem concerned. And like this part right here, let me make my face go away for a second. This part right here is just hilarious because he's like, he's like, go. You know, he's like whispering go. He's not screaming like you have to go. Like, leave now, it's danger. He's like saying go as if, you know, he's on the phone and his mom came into his room to ask him a question. Like, go. Like, I don't, that's the impression I get. And then this girl's screaming. I think this is one of the Saska sisters. It's hard to hear what she's even saying, but now she's running towards where the first guy we saw is running from. So it's like, where's the bad thing happening? And what is even happening? Is she's looking up at something and she's like, save us from what? I don't know. And who is she talking to? I think that's the name of Yaira, her cover name or her real name. I don't know. Cut back to her speech. And now we got these two other characters that I don't know who they are. And here we got a police line. There's a bad thing going on currently, and yet there is a police line here as if it's like a crime scene. And it's not over here, it's only over here. And there's no sense of urgency. People are just standing around as if there's nothing bad happening. People here at this hotel or whatever are just unloading their car. And this guy is just pacing back and forth. Hold the line for 5 minutes, like secure the area. Does that mean just stand around and don't encourage people to leave? Like, I get there's a low budget, but shouldn't it in theory be a blockade? Make sure like have a couple cop cars in the way so people don't walk into it. Shouldn't he be telling people like, hey, there's danger that way, don't just stand around waiting? And then Yaira's just standing there, and then she walks over, pushes the guy, and then she's looking up at something. And then we cut back to that scene, and it's this lady on the ground. She's looking up at somebody who's on the ground. And this doesn't come off like a threat. She's just standing. I don't know who this person is. And then she starts screaming, energy going up. I don't know what's going on there. And then she's looking up. She also has the blue eyes like Yaira. And then we're breaking the 180-degree rule. So basically, you know, Yaira's going right to left. And then the character on the ground is looking to the right. So Yaira's coming from the right. And then we change it directions completely for no particular reason. It's called the 180-degree rule. It's not a hard and fast rule, but it is confusing. It displaces the audience. And she's jumping up at somebody who's on the ground. She's looking up, and she jumps up in the air for no reason. And then she lands, like, why not just run straight there? Like, I guess you can fly. You want to show that in the trailer, but she didn't have to do that. It doesn't, is this lady the danger? The lady on the ground, her screaming into the sky? What is bad is happening? There's nothing really telling us what's going on other than people screaming. Why are they screaming? We don't know. And then here we got more terrible delivery.
Sweet dreams chilled.
Sweet dreams chilled? And I guess it's supposed to be child? The child who needs adopting, maybe? I don't know. And it's a point of view shot where the camera is at eye level. So the character she's punching is on the ground. And yet we're on close to eye level with Yaira. The camera should be lower, looking up even more. And then she punches, and then the camera goes to the side, and then we got this weird conversation where this guy's like, isn't it weird that she's like an archaeologist and a biologist? And like, wouldn't he know that before going into this? He's just here, he knows nothing about what his own company is doing, and she berates him for even asking the question. It's a reasonable question to ask because it makes no sense at all. And then she's like, don't be threatened, she's on her side. What would he be threatened by? He's just asking a question. And then I don't even know what they're announcing. What is the point of this press conference? To announce that she's there? That would mean that she's famous already and people would know who she is. I don't understand what the significance of that is. And this is just going on for too long. The shot goes on. They're just taking pictures. And you can tell, I mean, if you don't have that many extras, I understand, but you should close the camera in so we can't see all this blank space. And I remember from the comic, like, Projexis, I thought it was an entertainment company because there was like this wrestling event that they were hosting. I don't know what they're biologists now. I don't understand this company. And then after the point, we get the actual point of view shot that's actually on the ground. And then we get random blood spurt after the punch happened. Wouldn't that have happened at the same time? You know, or I guess she spit it out, but they didn't have the sound of her going or whatever. And then she says, "You took it like a chomp." It's just a not convincing accent. Maybe it's legit. I sincerely doubt it.
Are you trying to knock me out?
Were you trying to knock me out? Yeah, that's not a question that you would ask. That's not a reasonable thing. She would say something like, "What do you want from me?" or "Leave me alone," or I don't know, anything like an actual human response, not just setting her up for her next one-liner.
It was meant to be a death blow.
It was meant to be a death blow. It sounds cheesy, but also, isn't she supposed to be the super powerful character? And yet she didn't actually follow through with the death blow of somebody who was already on the ground. Like, I don't know. That means she sucks, I guess. And then we get the voice that sounds completely disembodied, but I suppose it's supposed to be Alpha Core arriving. So yeah, I think you guys now can understand what I mean when I say this is really awful. It's CW level is disparaging to CW. CW is better than this. Disney Star Wars is better than this. Everything that we rail against is better than this. And, you know, I'm sorry to be harsh, but I'm just keeping it real with you. I'm in the independent film scene, and I've seen so many more films with more passion, with even less budget than this. Literally just two guys in a room, and they can do a better story than this. It's incomprehensible. It's awful. Anybody saying that the Sasuke sisters are going to take this franchise mainstream with this level of quality, you're absolutely delusional. And I'm sorry to break it to you, but I don't know if I'm going to review the upcoming comic. Let me know if you guys want to see me review that. I will back it if the people demand it. I'll go in with an open mind. Maybe the comic is way better and I can analyze it for what it is. I'm not going in as a hater. I'm going in as somebody who has enjoyed Eric's content in the past, and I'm going in as somebody who has paid for the 3 issues prior to this and have enjoyed them overall, but I would say 5 out of 10 is generous at this point. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. And with that, it's been your boy Shuggy, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, everybody. Peace out.